Wallow! Wallow! Do you know where we are? Wallow, do you know where we are? Where are we on it? We're in Pettigo! We're in Pettigo! We're on the southern side of Pettigo. And the reason why we're on the southern side is because Pettigo's right on, it's not beside the border, it's right on the border. Pettigo's on both sides of the border. Half of it's in the south of Ireland and the other half's in Northern Ireland. And all the time they go on about Brexit and all the rest, nobody mentions Pettigo. They always Strabane and Uri. That's our Pettigo old railway station over there, narrow gauge. It's now a private house. And we're going to walk a wee by the railway line later on. You can't get on that, but that's the garden. But once you walk around this modern building here, Termon Complex, a European funded project. And there's old ruins. Come on this side, Pep. Wait for the car. I don't know what that building was there, but they've fixed the roof. You see the new skylights and all that. So although it's a ruin, it's a looked after ruin. So somebody's got their eye on it. Maybe someday they'll do something with it, but right now they can't do anything with it. But at least they got the roof fixed, which means they keep the rest of it standing. Wee pigeons and all in there. So you see a modern vapour barrier on the roof. So at least it has been looked after. Maybe in years to come with fancy apartment blocks. But this place here, there's 2 toilets. One male, one female, single room toilets. And I have to say, if I was to hand out a toilet award to anybody, it'd be to this place here. The toilets are spotless. They're always clean. I haven't looked at them today, but I know if I went over there, them toilets are clean. They have wee hand soaps and everything in it. I'll just go over and take a wee peek. It's probably closed now because they're still partly locked down. But I don't know if I've got a bit of a cold or a hay fever or what, but I've got a bit of a cough. I was sneezing there yesterday and it was more of a hay fever sneeze. But everything, wore down, Willa, wore down. So the only problem I have about the Republic, major problem I have with it, even coming in here, car park's empty, they have height barriers. Now the height barriers, they are over there. Height barriers are open today, and that's very good of them to open them up today. But you can't turn up on a high-sided vehicle on the hope that the barriers might be open. And if I was to come, I could have brought the caravan around today. I could have sat next to the wee river. Could have walked below, I could have stayed here and then went down somewhere else. But instead of that, I had to leave the caravan over in Northern Ireland. That means I'm going to go back to Northern Ireland to my caravan. So I can only go so far down south. It's not a matter of camping overnight, you just can't get parked during the day. I'm not going to drive from A to B and use piles of fuel just to get to B. I want to see what's between A and B. There's these wee toilets here. I'm going to use them later. I mean, like, this is not planned, I'm just coming off the street. Huh? Wee Keurig soap. Simple wee sign, please leave this toilet clean for next user. That's all they need. Nice clean toilet. Automatic light. Don't know what time they open and close at. That way there's the wee forest. Go down that way, the wee bridge to the wee bit of forest. More night. The last time we went, see the man walking, did you not, Willa? Look at the face. You don't want to go to no forest, don't you? Not. No, you want to go to Main Street. Main Street, just you cross that wee wooden bridge. You're on the railway line. It's a wee loop. It's not very long. A mile long. It's a nice wee walk to take your pub. somebody's put modern art on it. Some of it's a bit weird, like, but that's art on them. It's on the eye of the beholder and all that. But some of it does look weird, you know, concrete ladies with no heads. This just takes us up now to what might be the main street. It's the main road anyway. Don't know the full history of Pettigo, but from what I can see, there's a bit of tavern on the main street, and basically there might have been a Protestant landlord here who took the Republican side when it came to independence. So I'm not quite sure. You can go into detail. But the interesting thing about here, and a few other places, Buncrana's another one of them. There's no First World War memorial. In fact, there is one. There is a small one. Take that back. There's a wee small one here on the... But Buncrana doesn't have one. They have a small one on a wall here. It's nice with all the wee lanes and all still here. Wallace, nothing. Ah, you can't go in there. Wallow, nah, you're going in too far. Come on. We'll go up this way, pet down the other side. There's Wallace, nothing with him. Come on, pet up this way. Got to see history. Look at it peeking. We'll go up to see history. Come on. Wallow. You can't just stand gawking through buns all morning. You're on the hook again, eh? Come on. Always looking on round buns. Always hooking. That would have been a grand building then this day. I'm not going to go too far up here. It's funny, isn't it? Like back in the day, you had all these grand buildings and you had mucky roads. More shit than else on the roads. And yet now look at the paving. Paving's all swanky, roads is all good, and the buildings are falling apart. Sure, I've got things the wrong way around. When all these buildings were full of people, tenant Wednesday and family, you had shit outside the front door, and now the buildings are empty. You got fancy lights. Mary Robinson opened that. What is it? Health Service Executive. Mary Robinson was here. That's the First World War memorial. It's not much bigger than stuff when you get inside a church, but there is names on it. Some boy in Belfast did it. Quite a big church. That's a grand house. Houses now. There's a memorial here. Might be a Republican one, not quite sure. We'll go and find out. And you see a flagpole beside it, so it gives the idea away. There's some two people who were fighting British forces in 1922 who died. It's a big thing for two people. If we both things that size in Northern Ireland, well, hold on, by the day you wouldn't get moving with storm. Come on now, honey. Right, this is the weirdest bit of lot. There's Pettigo there, like. Houses, wee bridge. That's Northern Ireland, the other side. Every time I come to farm here, there's always somebody out and you can hear me talk quietly. Hold on, hold on. That's a good. How you doing? Here's something interesting here. This bridge is not used no more, it's just a pedestrian bridge. There's the other bridge down there that's used. That's the Republic of Ireland. That's Northern Ireland. And you see that it's not the back to back, they were the one village, and they still are the one village. Although they're different postcodes, different everything. But I always understood, and I might be wrong, but if you imagine whenever partition came, we didn't have sewage systems, piped water, we didn't have all that infrastructure. So it was very easy just to draw a line, maybe telegraph wires down river lines. You could draw a line, and as progress came on, each side did their own. Well, I'm looking here now, look. There's a manhole cover over there on the Northern Ireland side. And there's a manhole cover there on the Republican side. There's somebody's shit going to the other side, is it? As I always don't understand even to this day. I know in London there that there's ones just on the other side of the border in Donegal, and they're still using wells. And the water quality and the pipe water is bad. They always complain about the pipe water, and yet in London we've got good water. So our water pipes don't cross. You hear about interconnectors with cables, but that's a big thing. That's infrastructure run internet. That's going for cables, electric cables going from Scotland to Northern Ireland and some going to Ireland. But I didn't realise that only shit pipes would be crossing. I was like, who's treating whose sewage here? You see, there's another manhole down there. That's alright. So unless they're running, there's something there. See, not everybody finds out these things, Pet. There's something going on there. You need to open that manhole cover and see what way the pipe's running. But I'm not shit stirring here, like, but where's the shit going? Don't know why this bridge is not open now. Right, we're on the Northern Ireland side now. There's our wee codes and all on the road. It's a DOE now. How do The thing you notice right away when you come across here, there's less derelict. On the other side you see all the ruined buildings. Over this side, even the old buildings are all used. And you got a BT phone box. See, the BT cables doesn't cross that river. On the side of the road, a red post box. Pettigo Presbyterian Church. I think that's to do with the Crimean War. This big tree planted during the Crimean War. Can you read that one? In fact, I think maybe a plaque to the side. And 1852, the churches. When was this tree put on? I like when things have got dates. (1856). So no, it's interesting. See that wee sign there? The same signs are on the other side. So the wee European flags on it, and a couple other names on it. So there's a few grants available there. Well, there's going to be church hall as well. More than this way, Pet. I'd love to have a wee sunroom like that there in the house. And there's another wee sign. See, there's all more things like somebody had an important discussion here. See all these places, everybody tries to get about, you know, somebody farts like somewhere. Oh, President Bush farted here in such a time. How do they know they sat there under that tree and had a discussion? Like, they're more likely they were in a bar full drunk. I don't know, well, all these wee places in the back of Beyonds always try and claim that everybody came from there. In 1838. It was a busy place back years ago, Pet. Imagine all these preachers all preaching, like I tell you, all these wee mucky streets. The majority of the village is on the southern side. But like when they built them wee churches and things, they didn't know it's going to be divided. There's another thing too. When I was away, we're going back to history again, there was a wild lot of tin buildings around the country. There was a wild lot of tin buildings. And over the years, on our north side, they've knocked them down and replaced them with brick buildings. And it's a pity they're all knocked down. But there's a couple of wee tin buildings still there yet. Had they been houses and people living in them, they look like wee businesses. But had they been houses, you wouldn't be allowed to live in a tin house now. The housing would come and they would knock it down on you. And then they give you a new house and replace it. You're not allowed to live in unfit accommodation anymore. You can live in the street. You can be homeless, that's okay. But you can't live in unfit accommodation. That's not legal no more. There's a wee garden in there. All these wee gardens, but you never see nobody in them. Post office. See here we have our giveaway sign. Ball of hay fever, squeeze a sniffle. Shelter. And a wee church. Plenty of churches for the size of the place. Oh no, honey. I suppose in the day a lot of ones walked in from the countryside to go to the church. Well, that's a Masonic hall there. Got the wee symbol over the door. Secret organization. See a wee garage there. I like wee garages together, very feeling about now. Hi there. Hello. Hello, Mark. on, Pep. If I was getting my car fixed, I'd like to go to wee guys like that. Rather than these big main dealers, you know you've been ripped off. And then you got the other young cowboys, you don't know whether they're doing the job right. That's the kind of place where you get the job done right, but you're not going to be ripped off. Now see, there's all these sewer pipes again. So them sewer pipes there run down the southern side. So that one on the northern side mightn't have nothing to do with the southern side one. So maybe the south I was looking after them and shit. We're just piping it straight down to Loch Iron, like. Back down in the Republic of Ireland again. Straight in front is the old custom post. I think it was a wee tin building. They've done the job. What more do you need? But straight away you just see there's a lot of things just falling down. But they've got a lot of nice old buildings. At least they've kept them. Most of them, apart from that street there, they're all knocked down, but a nice stone wall just all that. Wallow! Wallow! On! Wallow! Wallow! On! Bunhooker again. Bunhooker. You know you've got a name. You've got a name. Bunhooker. Oh, they've got a pump station now. They're pumping the shirts out. Probably an EEC badge on it somewhere. Yeah. I'm not saying who paid for that. Fed up with the phone going all the time. I put a video on YouTube. It's unbelievable, like. It's got over 130,000 views. But I didn't realise that YouTube sends you an email every time somebody leaves a comment. Wallow! Down to the water! Wally! Down to the water! Look cautiously, look. What's wrong with you? It's only water! Mum! Get a wee drink now. Morning refreshments. See, every village and all needs a wee stream. When I went to Raphoe, there was no stream or river in the village, a wee town or city. Oh, sorry, Raphoe is a city. Second smallest city in Europe. The water was sweltered. We couldn't find no water, could we not? We couldn't find no water in Raphoe, water. Another wee walkway they made to join Northern Ireland and the Republic up together. A wee parkway, European Union funded. And the only thing I know about the wee walkway that brings us together, they put a height barrier on the Northern Ireland side. We don't normally have height barriers, but they put height restrictions on the car park on the Northern Ireland side. See, if I go down here in the caravan now, you'd barely even get turned. I tried turning down the car this morning as a practice run. The turning circle of the car won't do it. So had I come down, my idea this morning was I'll chance the caravan, come down this road, swing round, and just park along the side of the road, which you could do easily. There's no WL lines. But turning circle's not there. Had you any parked cars here, once the lockdown's over, no chance. But it's not just here. Once I get through Pettigo and go anywhere else, I'll probably go to Lochdow after. Lochdow's got a big car park, but the road is narrow. When you're in a caravan by yourself and you don't know what's in front, you just have to be careful you don't get trapped. What I normally do, when I go to the Republic, I would scout out roads in the car first. And a number of times, I went down a road, the White Atlantic Way. I went down the road by 3 miles towards the beach. And about after 3 miles and 1 mile off the beach, that height barrier, just across the road. It's a country lane, like. Why not have it for, probably the farmers need access to the fields. So they didn't have it up at the end of the road, so the farmers could have access to the fields. And then once you got down to the last mile of the beach, it was more like a nature reserve. And then they put the height. But there's no warning. What do you do if you're on a caravan or a motorhome and you run into something like that? Now luckily I didn't have the caravan. So it was one of them roads I was scouting out. But if they want to put a height barrier, they need to put a turning circle. Or else put a warning sign 10, especially 3 miles up ahead. So I'm always wary, but I always keep looking. And believe it or not, if I got out of Dublin, I could, in theory, take the caravan to Phoenix Park, right in the middle of the city. A few places there, you can just park on the grass. But I wouldn't fancy camping overnight because I imagine you wouldn't get staying there. The Garda headquarters and all in there. And the Phoenix Park is all surrounded by gateways. So in theory it can be closed off. So it may mean that it's not fully public. As in right of way. You have access to it. But it mightn't be, if I park on any main street, they can't say you can't be here. It's a public right of way. Phoenix Park mightn't be. At the end of the day, it's a park. They may have main roads going through it. It's a park. So quite a nice wee pathway. You see all these things, a lot of money spent on them, and people just don't use them. I could use this if I get the caravan parked. I'm walking this way, but if they're going to put barriers, they'll lie empty. There a man there after his cow. So the sheep are this morning, now they're trying to round the cows up. See, I've got there's useful information. The bridge is slippy during frosty weather. So what's not slippy during frosty weather? If it's frost, it's going to be slippy. Now, this wee bridge is all plastic. I'm surprised nobody's put a tire in the middle and set it fire yet. But, we're not on our side now. Then again, who pays the electric bill for streetlights? There's a cable across the river. I'll say the British government's probably paying it. I think it's caught for all the bills. See, the parking lot's cut the same way. Does Donegal Council come over here and cut this, or does Fermanagh Council go over and cut the Donegal side? Or do they just go together and pay for one contractor to come? Pay 50-50. You always think these north-south divide meetings are talking about important stuff, but they might be just talking about who cuts his grass. I would say it would take weeks of discussion to come up with the amount of money they're going to pay somebody to cut this grass here. And it doesn't leave any time for the serious stuff. Yeah, the boys have got a stick now. Bent. Funny how the two of them is carrying sticks and both the sticks are bent. I wonder if that's do bent sticks work better than straight sticks? There has to be a reason why. There's two boys there with sticks herding the cows on, and both the sticks are like hoop shapes. Nah, the young boy's stick has sticks more bent. But if you pick a stick up, you wouldn't actually just pick up a bent stick. There's one cow riding another cow. See, it's all happening like. Maybe that's what they're doing, maybe they're not. I know they've got the cattle control there. The boy's having a last wee romp before he goes to the slaughterhouse. And you see with these notice boards, there's a lot happening here. We must have discussed what size of notice board we put up for events here. See, there's the height barriers there, like. That's a lot of shite there, like. You know, in all honesty, in theory, if I was stuck, you could come up around the curb, like, but I wouldn't do that. But, like, the gypsies would do that. So what's the point of putting them there? The whole idea, they don't want travellers moving into the car park. But if you unlocked every single car park in the whole of Ireland, there only is so many travellers. They can't fill them all up. Instead of that, they lock every car park. But the travellers have no problem coming in here. They drive their vans and caravans in it, and the fact is they haven't. So if they haven't done it, why are the barriers there? They don't even tell you what height they are. There's no symbol to tell you what height they are. Back now in the wee village. We're back now in the southern side of the wee village. And that's the name of the park. There's the old station there, the old railway station. And they've got a wee train on the gates. They've made a nice house out of it. But all this here, that's just waiting to be something done with. The roof looks really nice on it, like that's not your fake stuff, that's genuine. The other thing is, although it looks, probably when they built that, it was brand new state at the end of the day. So the architect who made it never designed to make it to have that old state. But there's nothing to say for sale and nothing else. You see a wee bit of breeze block work done on site to patch up wall up. So it's been falling down. But it'd be nice if they could do something with it. It must be linked to the railway station or isn't it? But maybe there's some kind of mill or something. What do you want to do? You see that the gateway is pretty big, aren't they? Look at the bow on that roof there as it's rotted. Look how it's bent and flexed. I never understand, like, if somebody owns something, why let it go to that state? You know, you got a building, you own it, and you can't use it. Well, why? You think if the roof's done, even put on sheets of tin on it. Why does it get to the stage where the roof leaks and rots the timber and then just falls? And it spends 20 years falling, and that 20 years can't be used. Yeah, there's that wee building in there, like, it's a rectangle. You come and shove out all that crap, like there's trees in it now, and just put a tin roof on it. That could be a garage. But you get £20 a week rent. Put a roller door on it. See, there's something interesting there. Look at that there. The cast iron pillars, there was something here. Now, the cast iron pillars wasn't there. Something here, something actually here. But there's another one there, look. So there was a building here, and that's the pillars left from it. So you can presume there's two there. That's unusual, isn't it, Willow? Don't know what that would have been. So obviously this site here has been redeveloped. It's what was here before, we haven't a clue. But it's near the railway station, so maybe there's something to do with that. Willow, goods yards or something like that. I'm all back down to the car now, honey. I only put one in the car now, and I only make use of these facilities. There's a wee van there. He wouldn't have got in if that barrier was closed. There's a wee camera up there. You wait in the car now, pet, I get back on up, it won't be long. Oh geez, that's bad parking there. Look how far I'm out, Willow. I was going by the curbs. Look how far I'm out. So I'm thinking them northern drivers haven't a clue. They're thinking them to themselves. Up we go, honey. Here's a wee tip when you're wild camping and stuff. I got like, you think my car's a mess. It's been designed to be a mess. This is my theory here. I know it's handy, but that is designed to be a mess there. When I go and hook up the caravan, I can't actually see the tow bar itself, but I'm not far off seeing the tow bar. So I clear the middle bit and I can see it hook up the caravan. But look at this. I bought this here. You piles of these on the internet. That was £250. I got it for 215. It's very rare that one comes down to that price. And it's on the cigarette lighter charging up. Now my nephew, he was always an understand. He's got a nice swanky car. And if he was going to Belfast for the day, he would wash and polish his car to go to Belfast. And I always think, well, all you're going to do is encourage joyriders. Now, I have that dear piece of equipment lying there. If a thief walked past here and seen a mess like that, would he ever think it's worth for stealing anything? I say, fuck, look, the shit, but that's going to stink of dogs. I'm not going near that one. So, it's been designed to be a mess, isn't that right? Well, that's our theory anyway. It's been designed to be a mess. Now, if I went to the city, I wouldn't leave that line out. Not that it's very valuable. I would still leave the sat nav out. But, like, all I would do there is just lift the blanket up and shove it underneath, like. You know, I don't need to spend hours, like. So, it's actually, if you're doing wild camping and stuff and going places you don't know and you don't know if it's safe or not, leave your car in a mess. Leave it mucky.